Okay, so I would take out your foldables again. This is going to be helpful for you guys. In addition to that, actually, that should. Now again, I'm just going to reiterate: if it says honors only, do not do those unless you choose to. It's up to you, but you are not responsible for anything that says honors only on it. And number 3 in the homework, just apply the rules only. Do not graph. All right, you want to write that down. Do not graph on number 3 in the homework. The numbers are too big; they're not going to fit. All right. So just apply the rules, and you will still get the answer. Wendy, would you mind answering that? Thank you so much. All right, so we're talking about a sequence of transformations. Thank you. Okay. This is also known as a composition of transformations. So composition. Okay. So since this is you can kind of show up on your test as composition of transformations. That's why I put that in there. Is everything okay? Like dealing the gum out like it's a deck of cards. Yeah? Okay. All right, so here's what you need to know about with this. So the function notation. Is read from right to left. That is very important, okay? Because that determines which one you complete first. Okay, so to make this easier on ourselves, I did put a chart here. Okay, it says triangle XYZ with vertices X -3, 7, Y -2, 1, and Z -5, 2. All right, and this is our transformation. This is our sequence of transformations. This reflection is done first. This translation is done second. Okay, so you always go to the far right, perform that transformation first, and then go to the next one and keep going down the line. Okay. All right, so if I were to look at this, the original points I have, I'm just going to write them down: X, Y, Z. And I'm going to plot these points. So we're going to have -3 up 7. So there's X. Y is -2 up 1. And Z is -5, 2. All right, take out your foldables. This is where the rules are going to be really helpful. So they're asking for a reflection about Y equals 0. So what is that? Is that across the Y-axis or X-axis? What do you guys think? X-axis or Y-axis? Looking at our foldables. Should say. Which one is it? We gotta know this for Thursday, so I'm not gonna intervene. You guys gotta know. What is it, x-axis or y-axis? It's x-axis. So that means the rule should be x negative y. So we're going across this. All right, now that means I'm going to take each of these points, I'm going to apply this. So the new x that I get should be -3, -7. For y, it should be -2, -1. And for z, it should be -5, -2. And I'm going to plot these points, and this will take care of that first transformation. So 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do the intermediate with just a little prime. So I know after I do my first, this is my original, this will be my second, and then I'll do 2 primes for my third. -2, -1, y prime, and then 2, 3. So there is my new triangle. Now to get the other one, all we're going to do is we're going to add 9 and add 2 to each of these. Okay, so this is just going to be x plus 9, and this will be y plus 2. So we would substitute -3 for this, leaving us with our x double prime, because this is the second transformation, would be 6, comma, -5. Y double prime would be, looks like 7, 1. And z double prime would be 4, 0. And I'll graph these points just to confirm. So there's 6, -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here is my first, my original. There is my second. And then if I pick a point and just count, so this is going 9 over on the x, so I'm looking at y, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then going up 2 from here, I end up getting y, so I think I'm okay. All right. So that means our final answer here when we put in these points is going to be everything with the double prime, because that is the finished sequence of transformations. So this is going to be 6, -5, 7, 1, and 4, 0. Questions on that? All right, let's take a look at number 2. So it says triangle GHI with vertices G, -1, 6, H, -1, 3, and I, -6, 6. Let's plot these points. So I have G, I have H, I have I. And they're saying this is a transformation of 7, -5, so that goes first. And then it's a reflection about y equals -3, so that comes second. All right, so then my first step is going to be to plot the original points. So -1 up to 6. So there's my G. Then I have -1 up to 3. There's my H. And then I have -6 up to 6. There's my I. So what kind of triangle does this look like? Who could tell me? What kind of triangle would this be? Anybody got an idea? Go ahead. It's a right triangle. Very good. So you should know, if you do this correctly, you should get a right triangle in the end. All right, so step 1 is to translate this +7 and -5. So again, remember, that's going to be x plus 7, comma y minus 5. So I take my x, -1, add 7 to it. That leaves me with 6. Take the 6, subtract 5. That leaves me with 1. So there's my new G. I'm going to do it again for H. H is going to be 6 again. And then -2. And then I is going to be, looks like 1, comma 1. And now I'm going to plot these points. 6 up 1. There we go. So here's my first transformation. So that's G prime. Here's my H prime. And then here is my I prime. And again, I can always check this out, right? So I'm going to just pick a point and I'm going to go 7 positive and down 5 and see if I get the same thing. So I'm just going to work with H here. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far so good. And then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that worked. Okay. Okay, so now it's asking for reflection across y equals -3. Now, we do not have a rule for y equals -3. We're going to have to just mirror it and then find those points. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to graph y equals -3. And I'm going to draw my line of reflection. From here, I'm going to mirror everything. So H is 1 spot away from the line of reflection. So here is my H double prime. G is 1, 2, 3, 4 points away. So here is my G prime. And then I is 1, 2, 3, 4 points away also. So it lands right there. There is my I double prime. So now the question is, what are these points? These points end up being, let's see, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6, -7. For H, it's definitely on 6, but it's going down 1, 2, 3, 4. And for I, it's 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my final points are always the double primes that I just fill in right here. 6, -7, 6, -4, and then 1, -7. All right, what questions do we have so far? Help me help you. What we got? Try 3 on your own. We'll go over that in a few minutes. You understand? Any questions? Yeah, that's a new previous yes. So CC. So that's the way does that make sense? Questions over here? Questions? Hi. Good morning. You okay? Not sick or anything, right? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right, who's still working on this? This one had an error. Who can tell me what was the error? Which one? The points? What do you mean? So if you did it the way it's shown on the table, do these points fit? No. Now, if you did that correctly, you should have gotten the following. So that doesn't mean you necessarily did anything wrong. It just means that there was an error, and I was hoping you guys would catch it. But that's okay. Let's write these in first. So you should have gotten like 7, 9, 8, 13, 12, 14, and like 11, 10, right? And that doesn't fit on this graph. But what did I say we are supposed to do with the function? Right to left. The table is set up how? Left to right, and that's problematic, don't you think? So technically, what should have been done first was the translation of 410, and then the reflection, 90 degrees about the origin, counterclockwise. And if you did that, you would have had the following. For P prime would have been, whoops, sorry, not 3. My apologies. Oh, that's the wrong sheet. Let's see. You would have had -7, 3, -6, 7, -2, 8, and -3, 4. Please, again, I am only stressing this because I don't want you guys to miss easy points on your test. Make sure you are reading this all the way from right to left, opposite of how you read a book. Okay? Questions? Okay, you guys have 1 through 4 for homework. Remember? Make sure you go right to left. And number 3, make sure you just apply the rules. Okay? Just the rules, nothing else. All right, guys, have at it. Those of you watching at home, have a great day.